be that guy. You know, the one with the ex-wife turned meth head who spirals so far out of control, she ends up dating her own blood-related uncle, and somehow still convinces the court to side with her. The guy whose own daughter gets brainwashed into hating him, all while his ex is out there playing house with meth Santa Claus and his twisted family tree. But here I am, telling my story, because if I don't, I might just go insane from how utterly absurd my life has been. This isn't just a crazy ex story. No, this is a full-blown Greek tragedy meets Jerry Springer with a sprinkle of Breaking Bad. I've got it all. Heavy checkmark, a meth-addicted ex-wife. Heavy checkmark, a faked suicide attempt that was so half-assed, she actually got mad at me for not saving her the way they do in TV shows. Heavy checkmark, a full-blown incest scandal that somehow didn't even surprise anyone in her family. Heavy checkmark, a daughter who turned on me because her mother brainwashed her so well, she actually believed the lies. Heavy checkmark, and a court system so broken, it handed my kid back to her despite a literal mountain of evidence proving she was unfit. So buckle up, because this is the wildest ride you'll go on today. The perfect beginning that was anything but. I met Tash in high school. She was my first love, my high school sweetheart. We got married at 18, young and dumb, thinking we had life all figured out. A year later, we had our daughter, Haley, and for a while, life was good. I worked full-time, grinding to support us. Tash stayed home with Haley. She eventually decided she wanted to go to nursing school. I was fully supportive. I thought we were building something together. But the thing about perfect beginnings? They often mask monstrous endings. The lies start rolling in, and they never stop. It started small. First, the late nights. Black small square. Oh, I had a study group that ran late. Black small square. Oh, I lost track of time. Black small square. Oh, I was too tired to drive home. Then, she just stopped coming home altogether. And every time I asked, even gently, I got met with rage. Oh my God, Nate, why are you being so controlling? You don't trust me? You're being crazy. Gaslighting at its finest. But my gut was screaming at me. And guess what? It was right. From nursing school to meth head in record time. I should have seen it sooner. The signs were all there. Heavy checkmark, jittery behavior. Heavy checkmark, paranoia. Heavy checkmark, constant scratching like she had invisible bugs on her. Heavy checkmark, glassy, vacant eyes. Heavy checkmark, going MIA for days at a time. I'd ask if she was okay, and she'd lash out like a rabid dog. Jesus, Nate, I'm just stressed. You're so dramatic. But no, I wasn't dramatic. I was just the only one in this relationship not on drugs. Then one day, she disappeared for 3 full days. When she came back, she looked like death in a hoodie. And that was it for me. I told her, I'm done. I'm filing for divorce. I'm keeping Haley. And that's when she went full psychotic. Tasha's Oscar-worthy suicide attempt, that was so bad, even she was mad about it. She started screaming, sobbing, wailing about how she couldn't live without me. Then, she did the most dramatic thing possible. She posted a whole-ass suicide note on Facebook. I saw it. Immediately called 911. Within minutes. Heavy checkmark firefighters. Heavy checkmark paramedics. Heavy checkmark police. Heavy checkmark the whole damn squad. And when they got to her, she was fine. Ma'am, what did you take? Just some sleeping pills. Why didn't you take something stronger? Oh, because those would make it hard to breathe. Everyone just stared at her. And then, this lunatic actually turned to me furious. Why didn't you just take me into the bathroom and force me to throw up, like an American Horror Story? I just stood there stunned. Are you serious right now? You think this is a King TV show? Ma'am, this is real life, not primetime television. So yeah, she went to the psych ward. Tash gets out of the psych ward and moves in with meth heads. You'd think that after a forced stay in a mental hospital, she'd get some clarity. Nope. While she was locked up, she made friends. And not just any friends, full-blown, life-ruining, enabling drug addicts. So as soon as she got out, she moved in with them. Instead of getting help, she doubled down on her I'm the victim nonsense and spent the next few months in a drug den convincing herself that I was the reason her life fell apart. Then, she did the dumbest thing imaginable. She decided that, despite her homeless, jobless, meth-filled lifestyle, she was fit to be a mother again. And she dragged me to court for full custody of Haley. Tash tries and fails to steal my kid. Court day comes. Tash walks in looking like she just crawled out of a sewer. I walk in with a binder full of receipts. Heavy checkmark, screenshots of her Facebook suicide note. Heavy checkmark, medical records from her psychiatric stay. Heavy checkmark, police reports on her drug use. The judge takes one look at her, then at my stack of evidence, and goes, yeah, no. Full custody goes to Nate. Tash. She flips out. Heavy checkmark, screaming, crying, calling me a liar, a manipulator, an abuser. Heavy checkmark, zero proof. Just vibes. Heavy checkmark, meanwhile, I have paperwork for days. So what does she do? She disappears. For 5 years. Haley was 5 when her mother vanished into a drug-fueled abyss. And for the first time in years, my life was peaceful. But crazy exes always come back. To be continued in part 2. Tash comes back. With her new boyfriend, Brad. Her blood-related uncle. I should have known she'd resurface eventually. They always do. 5 peaceful, Tash-free years. 5 years of raising my daughter, Haley, on my own. 5 years of not having to deal with the constant chaos that was my ex-wife. Then one day, boom. Out of nowhere, Tash is back. And she's dating her uncle. Yes. Her literal blood-related uncle, Brad. And when I say nobody in her family batted an eye, I mean not one person flinched. Now, I'm not saying all Oklahoma stereotypes are true, but we've all heard the jokes, right? Turns out, some of them aren't jokes. I didn't even have to say anything. The whole town was talking about it. Even people who didn't know me personally were whispering about Tash and Uncle Brad. It was like a real-life soap opera, except instead of an evil twin coming back from the dead, it was just meth, poor life choices, and an unhealthy family tree. The worst part? She came back for Haley. Haley had no idea what was coming. When Tash first reached out, I didn't tell Haley much. I figured, she hasn't seen her mom in 5 years. I don't want to dump the meth and incest bomb on her just yet. I just told her, your mom is getting help, and she wants to see you. I figured she should learn about her mother's addiction on her own. And boy, did she learn. At first, Haley was excited. She was 10, of course, she missed her mom. She had barely any memories of the mess Tash had left behind. She only knew the idealized version she had built up in her head. So I let them reconnect. Supervised visits only. Short and sweet. But the moment Tash got an inch, she tried to take a mile. She started planting little seeds in Haley's head. Black small square. You know, I never wanted to leave. Your dad made me. Black small square. I always tried to see you, but your dad wouldn't let me. Black small square. He's keeping us apart, baby. But we'll be a family again. Straight up brainwashing. I didn't realize how bad it was until Haley came home one day and told me, "Dad, why did you keep me away from Mom all these years?" I just sat there stunned. I calmly told her, "That's not what happened, sweetheart. Your mom was going through some things. I wanted to protect you. I never kept you from her," she left. But by that point, Tash had already gotten into her head. Haley starts turning on me. Over the next few years, things got worse. Tash played the long game, and she played it well. By the time Haley was 13, she barely wanted to talk to me. Every time she came back from a visit with her mom, she had a new version of history. Black small square, you lied to me about Mom. Black small square, you took me away from her. Black small square, you just didn't want me to have a mom. Meanwhile, Tash was still with Uncle Brad. Now I knew better than to talk bad about her mother in front of her. I had never once trashed Tash, no matter how much she deserved it. But then, Haley started asking me questions. Like, why does everyone in town say Mom's boyfriend is her uncle? I wasn't about to be the one to spill the incest tea. So I just said, maybe you should ask her. That was my plan. Let her see it for herself. And oh boy did she. Tasha's parenting skills, a masterclass in bad decisions. By the time Haley was 14, she was staying with her mom more and more. And guess what happened? Heavy checkmark, she started smoking weed. Heavy checkmark, she started ditching school. Heavy checkmark, she started sneaking out. Heavy checkmark, she got caught stealing. I tried everything to rein her back in. I told Tash, you need to be a parent, not her friend. But Tash, she didn't care. She wanted to be the cool mom. She let Haley do whatever the hell she wanted. At one point, Haley straight up told me, "Mom lets me smoke in the house." I lost my damn mind. I called CPS. I called the police. I tried everything. And you know what happened? Nothing. Tash played innocent. She denied everything. Haley backed her up because, of course, she didn't want to lose her freedom. And because the system is broken, they sided with the mother. Reality hits hard. Haley sees her mom for who she really is. For a while, it seemed like I was fighting a losing battle. But then, reality did what I couldn't. Tash and Haley started fighting. It started with little things. Black small square, Haley wanted to go out. Tash told her no. Black small square, Haley got mad and slammed a door. Tash screamed at her. Black small square, Haley started talking back. Tash got physical. I found out later that Tash had started hitting Haley. Not just a slap on the wrist, full-on screaming matches that ended in physical fights. One night, Haley called me in tears. "Dad, can I come stay with you for a while?" I wasn't about to rub it in. I just said, "Of course, sweetheart. Come home." She packed her bags and moved back in with me. And for a little while, it felt like maybe I had finally won. To be continued in part 3. A taste of stability. Before the next explosion. Once Haley moved back in, I laid out some basic, no-nonsense rules. Heavy checkmark, keep your grades up. Heavy checkmark, no smoking in my house. Heavy checkmark, no sneaking out. Heavy checkmark, respect the people you live with. And you know what? She actually followed them. For the first time in years, she seemed calm. Focused. Even happy? I thought maybe this is it. Maybe after all the chaos, we can actually rebuild something normal. But then, she turned 17. And suddenly, it was like flipping a switch. Suddenly, the rules that were perfectly fine before were now oppressive. The structure that kept her grounded? Now I was controlling. She wanted. Keycap 1 to go back to public school. Fine, I could work with that. Keycap 2 more freedom to do what she wanted. Within reason, sure. Keycap 3 for me to call her, they slashed them. And that's where I drew the line. I wasn't about to bend over backwards for some pronoun nonsense. You're one person. Singular. Not plural. She lost her damn mind. And then, she called CPS on me. Haley calls CPS on me because I refused to play along. I knew she was mad. I knew she was rebelling. But I never expected what came next. One day, CPS shows up at my door. Apparently, refusing to use her pronouns and not approving puberty blockers counted as child abuse. Let me say that again. I wouldn't use plural pronouns for a single human being, and that was considered abuse. And why? Because she had heard from her friends that in the great state of California, if you enter foster care before turning 18, the government will take care of everything. Heavy checkmark, they'll pay for your apartment when you turn 18. Heavy checkmark, they'll give you a monthly stipend. Heavy checkmark, they'll cover your food, furniture, and even school expenses. Heavy checkmark, they'll help with transportation. Basically, if you play the system right, you get a free ride into adulthood. And Haley? She played it perfectly. She lied. She told CPS that I emotionally abused her by not supporting her gender identity. That I was forcing her to be someone she wasn't. That I was endangering her mental health. And CPS? They ate it up. They took her word over mine. Over years of documented evidence that I was the stable parent. Over police reports that showed her mother was unfit. It didn't matter. She was the child, and I was the big bad father who didn't support her. So they took her away. Just like that. She got exactly what she wanted. She was placed into foster care, and as soon as she turned 18, she got her state-funded apartment, her checks, her food vouchers. And guess what? The second she had her freedom, she cut me off completely. Crossmark blocked my number. Crossmark blocked me on social media. I was still paying for her phone bill just to have a way to reach her, until I found out she threw it away because the government gave her one. Foster care was a disaster, shocker. I knew foster care wasn't going to be some magical escape. And I was right. Heavy checkmark, within a month, she was sneaking out. Heavy checkmark, within 2 months, she was smoking weed again. Heavy checkmark, by month 3, she got caught stealing. Heavy check mark, and by month 4, she was using harder drugs. The police caught her multiple times. But because she was a minor, she got let off every single time. The group home she was placed in, they didn't care. I tried everything to get her out. But by then, she didn't want to leave. She had her freedom. She didn't need me anymore. Haley burns every bridge. Haley was going to get what she wanted. Heavy checkmark, state-funded housing. Heavy checkmark, a check every month. Heavy checkmark, free food. Heavy checkmark, free medical care. She just had to wait until she was 18. And the moment she could, she dropped all contact. Crossmark no calls. Crossmark no texts. Crossmark no visits. The state was pressuring her to maintain contact. But that didn't change anything. At first I thought fine. Maybe she just needs space. Maybe she'll come around. But months went by. Not a year yet, but long enough for me to see the writing on the wall. And every time I reached out, radio silence. Meanwhile, I started hearing things. Heavy checkmark, she was getting into harder drugs. Heavy checkmark, she wasn't working. Heavy checkmark, she was hanging around people twice her age. And no, she hadn't returned to foster care. She was out there, on her own, living how she wanted, with who she wanted. And Tash, her so-called caring mother, she didn't give a damn. She had her story, and she was sticking to it. Heavy checkmark, this is all Nate's fault. Heavy checkmark, I never kept Haley away, he did. Heavy checkmark, I did everything I could as a mother, but he poisoned her against me. It was complete bullshit *T, but it didn't matter. Because people believe what they want to believe. And Tash? She was still shacked up with Uncle Brad, probably pretending none of this was happening. The aftermath, no regrets, but no other options. It's been a few years since all of this happened, and I still haven't heard from her. I'm just living my life. I'm still driving trucks, delivering fuel. I go fishing here and there. I play video games. I've dated, but nothing serious. I don't want to repeat this. I don't want more kids. I'm content with what I have. And you know what? I'm at peace. I have no drama. I think I'll just wait until they perfect AI robo-girlfriends. LOL.